Return of Miss Hale Morgan to The Young and the Restless, Amanda Sinclair's return. According to spoilers for The Young and the Restless, Amanda Sinclair will be returning to the CBS daytime drama, since Miss Hale Morgan will be returning to the show. Deadline reports that Morgan is already filming new sequences, so we can expect to see her in a guest storyline later this spring. Many fans have been hoping for Amanda's comeback to YNR since her previous performance in March 2024. Seeing Miss Hale Morgan again, even for a little appearance like this one, is a pleasure. Morgan had a previous role as the fiery Hillary Curtis, who tragically died in a car crash. Because of that, Morgan was able to make a triumphant return as Amanda Sinclair, who turned out to be Hillary's twin sister. No one knows for sure why Amanda is returning just yet, but her legal background could be useful. It's easy to envision Amanda pitching in as a lawyer down the line, especially after the Aristotle Dumas tale heats up. If Billy Abbott or any of the other people in the painting encounter any impending problems, Amanda, as an experienced attorney, would be an excellent resource. This guest spot might feature a legal rescue that makes Amanda the hero in some sense. Amanda also has a close friendship with Phyllis Summers, so it'd be fantastic if she could give her pal some support when she's back in the mix. Phyllis is hurting after her kidnapping ordeal, and might use some extra comfort from a familiar face. Perhaps there'll be time for Amanda to share a scene or two with Phyllis if it all works out. It doesn't matter though. Many fans are anticipating Morgan's comeback and making predictions online. We'll be sure to bring you updates as more info develops on Amanda's guest arc. Are you eager to see Miss Hale Morgan return as Amanda Sinclair? Would you rather see Hillary resurrected through some soapy explanation instead? The Young and the Restless spoilers suggest Amanda will mix things up and help deliver some surprises, so stay tuned. Traci shares a horrifying theory with Jack, and Billy drops a bomb on Phyllis. At the old ranch, Adam finds Chelsea working in the living room and snacking on his favorite chips. She sets aside the laptop, and they tussle over the bag, with her ending up on his lap. They kiss. She throws on the brakes and reminds him Connor's upstairs. They need to be careful. Adam feels it's time they inform him things have changed between them. Unless you're having second thoughts. Does she regret what they did last night? Chelsea doesn't regret a thing and plans to do it again. It was great. Adam quips that she should give him a time and place, and he'll be there. He asks why the hesitancy of telling Connor. Is she worried about how he'll react? She reminds of the time Connor's OCD convinced him he didn't deserve joy, and it set him back. The last thing she wants to do is hurt their son. They go back and forth about it, and worry if they're selfish for wanting to share their news. Adam reminds her Connor wants them to trust him. He's grown up, he's a young man now. They go over how far he's come. They have to have faith that he has the tools to handle problems. Chelsea says once they tell him, there's no coming back. Adam assures they'll make it work, no matter what happens. Chelsea nods. Okay. I trust you. Connor appears and Adam and Chelsea tell him they have excellent news. They go over how pleased they are of him, after all the hardships he's experienced this year. Connor says they moved into the ranch, and the three of them are together again. Chelsea knows it takes time to comprehend new things. Connor asks whether they're getting a dog, which makes his parents giggle. They inform him they've chosen to become a couple again. Connor smiles. This is the best news. He sensed something was different and teases that it took them forever to make this happen. Connor questions why they were hesitant to tell him. Chelsea wasn't sure his OCD would be thrilled about it. Adam claims they didn't want him to be wounded by their conduct. Connor isn't bothered about the OCD. I can't believe it. We're a family again. A real family. They embrace. Connor asks whether he may tell everyone they're back together. They say of course. He asks if Sally and Billy know. Adam replies they don't, not yet. Chelsea explains they wanted to tell Connor first. She explains they've gone on with their own lives, but want Connor to be happy. Adam believes no one else's reactions matter as long as the three of them are good. Connor hugs Chelsea and clutches Adam's hand. After Connor is gone, Chelsea and Adam rejoice over how wonderfully that went. Chelsea is so pleased and relieved. We're back. She has all she needs right there with the three of them together. They agree they have a very fantastic son and family and kiss. Diane spots Phyllis in the GCAC dining room. She says she heard what happened. Her kidnapping sounded horrific. Phyllis doesn't believe she cares. If she'd died, Diane would have organized a celebration. Diane believes she wouldn't want Summer to lose her mother, and says she came over to offer her sympathies. Phyllis questions why she'd ever be polite to her. Diane wouldn't wish what she went through on her greatest enemy, even her. She reflects on Phyllis still being cruel after seeing death in the face. Phyllis stops her when she starts to go, and says she's sorry. Diane sits down and asks, "You're sorry for what?" Phyllis insists her apology is genuine. She was snarking at her out of habit. Diane agrees to listen to what she has to say. Phyllis tells her what she went through was horrific. Diane's extremely apologetic. Phyllis thanks her. She says it changed who she is and gave her a new perspective. She wants to have a clean slate. Diane asks, "With me?" Phyllis shrugs. "With the entire universe." Diane questions her being locked in a clinic with Sharon for days, and it changes her personality. Phyllis has a new perspective. She'll give her a pass just to prove she can. She doesn't want to fight with Diane, and is attempting to bury the hatchet. Diane says that she framed her for her murder, and didn't give her a break after that. Phyllis was kidnapped by a lunatic. "Give me a break here." Diane says fine. "I'm thrilled to be your lab rat." Phyllis snaps. "What did you say? Are you out of your mind?" Diane gawps. "What did I say?" Phyllis hollers at her not to talk to her about lab rats. She shouts that she would never do that to her, and use her as an experiment. Diane advises her to calm down. She's willing to peace between them. "Why are you so upset?" Phyllis cries that she's so sorry. Diane doesn't know what's wrong. Phyllis says the individual who took them indicated it was an experiment, and they were lab animals. Diane is appalled and apologizes. She'd never purposefully trigger her like that. She asks if she can phone her kids for her. Phyllis simply wants her to go away. They can't do this. They say the incorrect thing to each other all the time. Diane agrees to go and heads to the door. She sees Billy on her way out, and tells him Phyllis needs help. "But not from me." Billy joins Phyllis, who still appears distressed. He can sense she's not well. Phyllis insists she's okay. "I just want it to be quiet." She cries that she can't breathe. And he knows she's having a panic attack. He gathers her coat to take her for fresh air. On Crimson Light's terrace, Jack asks Traci what's wrong. Traci tells him, "It's Alan. I am not convinced he is who he says he is." She gasps, "Jack, I think I've made a huge mistake." Jack asks her what's going on. Has she decided it's early, or that she doesn't want to marry him? Traci insists it's not that. It's him. She asks if he remembers her telling him about the messages on Alan's phone about a clinic breach. What if it wasn't a mistake? She cries. What if he was expecting them? Traci tells Jack she had a long chat with Sharon this morning about her kidnapping. Jack asks if she's connecting that to Alan's communications. Traci explains that the letters were quite specific, regarding clinics and security issues. Sharon told her that she and Phyllis were imprisoned at a clinic, and were trying to escape. Their abductor was playing mind games with them. They were some sort of experiment, and were made to execute duties that were risky. They both almost perished. Sharon thinks the kidnapper was experienced with psychology. Jack assures her that Alan is respected. She can't honestly think he's involved in this. Traci doesn't sure what to think. She hoped Sharon would assuage her anxieties, but she reported that when they tried to escape, they were gassed. One of the warnings on Alan's phone warned about gas expulsion. Jack gawps, "Oh dear God." Traci rants that his proposal was fast. It came out of the blue, and then the next thing he wanted to talk about was leaving the country. Now he's gone. Am I insane, or is there anything here? Jack questions what Alan's motivation could possibly be for kidnapping Sharon and Phyllis. Traci agrees that the Alan she knows would never do something so terrible. But I think I know someone who would. What if the man I'm in love with isn't really Alan? Jack doesn't like where this was going. Traci, crying up, proposes that maybe the man who survived the fall in Paris wasn't Alan, but Martin. Jack warns her, this is crazy. Traci encourages him to hear her out. He could have started pretending to be Alan right then. It wouldn't have been the first time. Her love story could not be real. Jack thinks this is a large leap to make because of certain alerts on his phone. Traci says there are too many red flags. The messages were specific, and those things were happening throughout town in real time. When she questioned about it, he snapped at her. There was an urgency about his wanting to get to Paris. Jack still feels it could be a fluke of time. Traci informs him Sharon and Phyllis were away for days, and Alan was supposed to be on business trips that whole time. They just have his word for where he was. What if the whole thing was a cover? Jack nods. He agrees something is off. Traci wants to be wrong, but she doesn't think she is. Jack tells her they'll get to the bottom of this. Traci cries that she and Alan got closer after what occurred in Paris. They had meaningful chats and romantic adventures. She was falling in love with him. Yet the person she was falling for possibly wasn't Alan at all. It was Martin the whole time. Jack assured her they'll work this all out. Traci exclaims, "How could I have trusted it? What am I going to do?" She needs Jack's advice. He wipes her tears and informs her she's not going to France. She can't be near Alan alone. Whatever surprise he has for her will have to wait until they work a few things out. Traci informs Jack that she's not traveling to Paris and has already left Alan a message. She explains that he previously told her and Ashley that when Martin was off his meds, he could be psychopathic. Jack believes whatever took Sharon and Phyllis was certainly insane. Traci says Alan told them he was capable of practically anything. He misled Ashley and already pretended to be Alan once. Jack feels they should tell Chance. "We can't do this alone." Traci agrees, but asks Jack to pledge this stays between them. Jack hugs her. "I promise." Traci explains if she's not right, she'll lose the one who means the most to her. If she's wrong, Alan will never forgive her. Jack says he's sorry, but he doesn't think she's incorrect. In the park, Billy asks Phyllis if it's too cold. She says no, she likes the air. He wonders if she wants to chat about whatever's occurring. Phyllis maintains breathing and tells him she was determined to make it a nice day. She had breakfast with Summer, and Nick and Sharon joined them. It was pleasant. "We might have a new way to find the kidnapper." Billy says that's good. Phyllis recalls that when Diane came along, she said something that triggered her. It reminded her of the clinic and how she felt there. She felt confined and so weak. Billy reminds her she's one of the strongest individuals he knows. She shakes her head. Not there. She cries. "I'm struggling, Billy. I'm battling with this." She feels okay. And then something happens and she suddenly feels like someone pushed me off a cliff. Billy reminds her what she once experienced would throw anyone off their game. Phyllis adds, "Not me. She's supposed to be tough and bounces back better than most people." Billy says she has to give herself time. Phyllis worries about her kids seeing her like this. He asks how he can help. Phyllis tells Billy she wants to talk business to keep her mind off of things. Billy tells her they're in a terrific situation. They discuss an influencer they've gotten on board, and Billy tells her he has more information to give. He asks if she's familiar with a businessman by the name of Aristotle Dumas. She's heard the name. Billy points out it's an alias. What with the double literary reference? Phyllis is thrilled to hear that he reached out to Billy and asks what interest he has in Abbott Communications. Billy says he wants a piece of the pie. Phyllis points out he has Jack's funding and doesn't need another investment. Billy's not going to turn down additional money. Phyllis persevere. Why is he bringing another person in? Why does he need another set of opinions? She reminds him what occurred with Lily and Jill. Billy asks if she wants the truth. She answers, always. Billy informs her. Aristotle Dumas is the key to Chancellor. Phyllis questions what Dumas has to do with Chancellor. Billy claims he wants to assist them reacquire it, and he'll handle the aftermath. This is a wonderful strategy, because he doesn't have to go after Victor. Dumas will do that, and he'll keep his hands clean. Phyllis asks, "Are you out of your mind?